Welcome to Billy Review Stuff, where I review stuff. Today I'm looking at the S.H.Figuarts Kaiju No.8. I am super excited for this figure. I am very into the anime right now. I can't wait for this Saturday when episode 10 comes out and we get to see the fight between Kaiju No.8 and Kaiju No.10. And oddly enough, the manga volume number 10 arrived this week as well, so I can't wait to read that. So let's go ahead and get Kaiju No.8 out of his box. Kaiju No.8 out of the box, fiddling around with him. He feels very well constructed, well put together. There are a lot of like moving pieces on him, and I wouldn't say they're fiddly, but they're different, but it's different in a good way. But one of the things I wanted to point out real quick, let me unfocus this here. One of the things I want to point out, in a lot of the promotional pictures and stuff for this figure that I saw for it, and kind of like, I was going to get him regardless because like I love the manga, and the anime has won me over so much, was on the shoulders here. In a lot of the promotional pictures it had where it looked like it was very gappy. And I mean, it's a highly articulated figure. It's not just a standard articulation. It's a highly articulated figure. So there's going to be gappage. There's going to be give and take with the sculpt. But on the promotional work, I saw where this was like a big gap. And it turns out it's really not. It just has where you just have to move it the right way, because the way it's constructed, because it does have butterflies. It has where this butterflies out, but this piece here is on a hinge too. So you're gonna automatically be like, oh yeah, it's got to be straight. You hinge it in, and then it's like, it's this weird, it looks a little gappy there. But if you have where you twist it, drop it down, it has where it's made to fill that in. And I thought that was a really cool thing that I didn't see people messing with or talking about in other reviews and things like that. So I just wanted to point that out, because that it wasn't souring me on it, but it was making me go, it could look better. But it turns out it looks great because it's not a problem. But on to articulation. Articulation with Kaiju No.8. He's taller than other S.H.Figuarts figures I have, the standard ones and stuff like that I've picked up. He does have where it's unique to him. So with the design of Kaiju No.8, he has where his head is very reminiscent of like a samurai helmet on the back end here. This has where it's a ball joint, and these are hinges going into the side of the head there, which is really neat to me. I thought that was a really cool design element there. His faceplate is on a separate ball joint that has where it's double balled there. There's a ball joint there. There's a double ball in the neck. It can twist around. You can have where you kind of fiddle with it too, to kind of move stuff around and just get them into crazier head poses. It's not like the most astounding thing ever, but you can get a lot of attitude out of it for just a little bit of twisting. And it's just how it all works together is just, it's not fiddly, but it is unique. I like that. I remember his shoulders a little bit. His back, his torso is a main thing here, because it's different too, because you can crunch him forward. You can crunch him forward a lot, like a obscene amount, almost obscene amount there, because that has where like it overlays, flips over. These pieces have where they're pegged into the side, and it's just like a peg, and these just kind of overlap there. It's really neat. But on the back here, the back is really cool. So the back has like a crazy hinge in there to be able to like lift up and adjust there. Two, because like if I just push this down to close the gap there, because it works really hard to cover those gaps. This piece is really neat. I like this. It has where it's on a track, so you can push this forward and get it just right, because I still want to cover up the track too, and have where it closes up there, so it keeps his spine aligned there to keep that kind of sculpt work going. That is a neat touch. I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but that's a fantastic little design thing there. Okay, back up. Oh, don't forget to put that back down there. Hinge. But back to the shoulders. Shoulders have where they do the butterfly. They have that bit there that is on a twist so I can get him up more. And it fills in. I really like that fills in. That's neat. Shoulders on the hinge. Right there. See that? Wonderful. Bicep twist all the way around. It has that bean hinge in there. Really, it's on like a disc system. Really neat. He has his hinges, which are injected plastic of the same color. They're all his tendons and muscles going on in there. I like that. There's so many times that sometimes gets like overlooked. I'm glad somebody paid attention to that. I'm glad someone was thinking. That's my favorite thing. There was care put into this. He has a little bit of a drop down hip from a hinge in there. It has where it's a twist kind of inside the hip there from ball like this hinge to an overlay into a twist in there so that can lap over, and it really fills in the gap there. Can he do crazy splits? It's kind of not the craziest there, but he can get his legs apart pretty far. Can they go straight out? Not so much, but hey, it still has where it's super articulated. I think Shinrab Jira pointed out that that weird butt. He didn't eat cake, but like his butt looks weird. I can't not look at the butt now thanks to that review. So yeah, double hinge knees works really well. He has ball jointed ankles, which get a lot of movement out of there before you even get to the hinge in the foot. There's a hinge right there, so you can kick up a little bit more there. And then he has toe articulation. It can only go so far down this way before you kind of feel it stop. You could push it over, but it has where you can feel like a little detent there that wants you to stop, but you could go further if you wanted to. I'm not pushing it. But then it also hinges up. But so far, it doesn't feel like it's gonna cause issues for like how it's done. So I don't think he will be having like toe falls or anything like that. But let's move on to his accessories. Even though Kaiju number 8 is that kind of entry figure into this like wave of figures, he does come with, I would dare say, a plethora of accessories. So he does have swappable faceplates, whether it be the annoyed kind of looking over to the left and his fangs bared, which I thought was really neat that it does have where for this amount of detail on there, if I could get it to focus, yeah. Because it has where his head is a bone color and his teeth are a separate white. I like that was actually just differentiated because they could have easily just been like, it's all bone color. It's, like maybe his head's white. I like the subtle difference there. That's really cool. It does have his, like, since it is, based on a manga that has where it does have its lighter moments. There is, like, funnier stuff like the shocked head, like someone's just saw that he was Kaiju number 8. And Kafka's identity is exposed and his head flies off onto the floor. Another one is the crazed roaring face. Definitely would be a face that I put on there when he is punching or when he is like roaring at an opponent. It's really cool. They're all attached by ball joint there. They're easy to swap out. You just grab him by the face. I just lift it up. It pops off. And you see it's got the little double ball there. And then I'll take the crazy roaring face and just pushes it on. And there you go. Now he has that going for him. He also does have swappable fists. Well, yes, swappable fists to swappable hands. But what I'm going to do here is actually swap this hand off. And it pops off very easy. It's ball joint. I will actually pop the gripping claw hand there. I do hope there'll be other figures that come out that have where they'll have like different hands for them. Maybe like like a finger pointing one. Like like just that classic like shonen, just overpowered, just that kind of style stuff. I like that. I like how it has touches of that. But he does come with an alternate forearm for his right arm. It has where it just pops in there. It's more like a ball than is a mushroom on there. And you just take it, I'd line it up, and just push it straight, and then you'll hear the pop, and it's on there solid. And then I will take the fist I popped off, pop it on this Joker right there. Boom, now he's got the fist. I love the details on there. I know it's a very tiny detail because, like, okay, he is a kaiju. A lot of this kaiju stuff, where there's teeth inside there, I kind of wish they were white, but I do understand incredibly small details, which these details are, like, really good to, like, be there. I'm surprised they're there. The kaiju details, because, like, it lets out these vent pipes and everything. It's really neat. But then also you have an alternate, like, lower leg there that also has, like, kaiju teeth details. They are painted in white, but I like that. I like where it's like the armor on him, it can move, it can adjust. I know there's a scene where he's fighting in the anime where they're going for his core, and he knew it was going to happen, and, like, the side of his body here turns into, like, a mouth for biting, and that's super cool. But let me see if I can do this without knocking over all my lights. Pull that. Yeah, there we go. Pull that off. That one has where it's a peg in there. Pull that off. Take this. The big spear goes to the back for, like, this ground anchor lower leg. Get it in there good and tight. Take the leg off because it should be, yep, another peg there. And you can see the little ball joint in there. Get that going. And yeah, it's seated as much as it can. And let's see here, I was almost in. I guess that's one kind of good pose with it there. But then, like, from the actual manga, let me try that one for when he uses this stuff. Okay, I think this is, like, my best approximation of this, like, one small panel from the manga. There's a lot more in the show, but that's, like, my best approximation of that one small panel from the manga with this pose to make it work. So I mean, like, it does it. It's cool. I mean, it definitely helps him stand in this one too. I'm just saying, like, it may not be all three of those sitting on the ground, but this one in the back is definitely helping with this pose. It'd be cool if I had, like, a giant skeleton or, a normal human-sized skeleton to have where he's punching and the flesh is flying off, which would be really cool. But let's get down to comparisons. Here's S.H.Figuarts Kaiju No.8 with a NECA Jaeger, Hayatoy's Kong, Chogokin Mechagodzilla, Hayatoy's Godzilla, Monster Arts Hedorah, Showa Godzilla, Bootleg Godzilla vs. Kong Mechagodzilla, and Hero Toys Diablo. I like that since the way the kaijus work in the universe of Kaiju No.8, he can have where he is this size, but then also you can have him fighting your Monster Arts figures, and I think that's a really cool display possibility. But let's get to final thoughts on this guy. Final thoughts on S.H.Figuarts Kaiju No.8. Even though this is a Figuarts figure and not a Monster Arts figure, I feel like that same kind of care went into this. He may not be a suit actor, but still the kaiju is there. The highly articulated humanoid figure is there. If you have where you're a fan of Kaiju No.8 and you don't have any kind of, like, memorabilia yet, any kind of just fun stuff to fiddle around with, I think you could definitely do a lot worse than picking up the S.H.Figuarts figure. I got no complaints with it. It moves well. It looks well. Mine does have, like, one little paint defect on a shoulder that I can certainly just have where I take and magic erase off or cover up with some gray paint if I really wanted to. It's just a little nitpick. That's it. Everything else, this guy moves well. He's fun to fiddle around with. I can't wait to see if they do anything else besides just swappable faceplates with the other figures in the line, because they got Kaiju No.9 and a couple other of the main characters that come with faceplates for them, but I kind of hope there's other stuff too. But who knows what we'll see. But let me know what you think down below. I'm going to try to at least do once a week video going forward to try to keep on top of things, even though my schedule's changing, and that's going to be a load of fun at work. And that's been, thank goodness, there's positive hobbies like toy collecting and toy reviewing that I can just escape from it for a while. But sometimes I don't have time, and I'm glad I'm able to make time to do this. But let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments below. What you think of the anime, what you think of the manga, what you think of Kaiju number 8 in general. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you think there should be more than one episode a week of it? But this has been Billy Beige, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.